Execution becomes a premium down the stretch, whether you talk about made free throws, getting key stops, free throw blockouts, et cetera. And again, the ball didn't fall our way today, and UIC prevailed as a result of it.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a game that had a tremendous amount of rhythm. There was a fair amount of whistles. Is it sort of funny to have a game where you guys shoot 32% but still kind of feel like you let one get away at the end?
Well, without question. I think this is the first game all season, game number 26, where this Titans team, who I've been just praying and hoping for to show some signs of having the ability to be stingy defensively, hold the opponent for the first time all season, mind you. It's a 38% field goal percentage defense from the floor. That's terrific. But unfortunately, we didn't shoot the ball well at 32%. But again, when you're still in position to win, other things matter. Time, score, situation. After timeout, execution. Understanding, what is giving us success. Every time the ball went inside, we either scored, got fouled, or both. Landing, with good jump stops at the rim, getting your balance and plowing through the contact to convert on layups, at the rim. And so it's one of those situations where, again, we maintain that teaching tone. We still try to continue to grow our guys' IQs so that they can understand that thin line between winning and losing.
That possession late, you guys are down 2. It seemed like Corey kind of beat his man. It was a pretty good help D, good block. Is that a good shot? Would you like to see him dump it off, or is that just a great defense?
Well, again, we like to see when guys collapse defenses and attract other players to make that next logical pass. We want to keep people in rotation to see if that shot can lead to a even better shot. And so, again, I would have to go back to the tape to review that particular play, but I always like to see us make that extra pass, as we coin it. We call it one more.
How critical was that point in the game? Obviously, Jaleel has 3. You can still kind of let him be out there. Then there's that double tech. How does that affect the way that you run the team the rest of the way?
Well, it's huge. It puts a lot of pressure, on our offense. It puts a lot of pressure on our defense because Jaleel is a great communicator out there as he traffic cops us on the defensive end, getting guys through situations and things of that nature. And then on the offensive end, he draws so much attention, which is a huge part of our advantage that gets to Josh McFarley's and Corey Allen's and others open. And when you don't have him on the floor, you had wished that he had a little bit more emotional control in that game because, again, I thought he was a victim of a little gamesmanship, and he bit the bait.
Coach, a little short-handed today, but I thought that Cole Long really, showed some physicalness down low, grabbed 5 or 6 rebounds, a couple blocks, and then Malik Eichler, obviously his playing time has been sporadic, but he even came in and gave you some good minutes. So you're short-handed, but you saw a couple of young players step up and give you some minutes today.
Yeah, and you're looking at a roster that's probably going to be our roster for the remaining of the season. So a quick update, Chris Jenkins is a kid that sustained a thigh injury, who may or may not join us for the remainder of this season. Matthew Grant, sustained a knee injury that he hadn't been able to cure since the UIC game. He may be done for the season as well. And Gerard Williams has been nursing a back, some back soreness. So, again, his minutes have been limited. However, everybody in the country is a little banged up right now. You can pick a team, any league, any conference, that's the case. But when you look at the guys that stepped up, like Malik Eichler, Cole Long, this is the future of Titan basketball. I mean, Malik, altered or changed shots. He's been doing extra lifting in the weight room. He's on somewhat of an off-season regimen. We kind of scale back, as we get close to games with his lifting. But I was really, really pleased with some of the things he was able to do on the glass. Cole Long as well. You cited his rebounding. Phenomenal job of being active. And how about him knocking down his first 3 of the season? Man, it just felt like everything was going to go well for us, which it did. Unfortunately, we couldn't close out.
How tricky is it when Hogan is such a valuable player for you guys? It's a tight game as a head coach, knowing when to come back with a guy that has 4. How hard is that?
Well, it's difficult, but one of the luxuries that we had that was mentioned, by the previous question was the stepping up by Cole Long and Malik. And so they were able to buy us some valuable minutes to see if we can get him to that 5-minute mark late and just say, hey, big fella, you got to be smart the rest of the way. We're going to roll with you until you foul out. And so, again, when you got guys that can step up, I thought Gerald Blackshear had some good moments for us today. It takes a little bit of pressure off not having Jaleel on the floor. But quite frankly, it's very difficult when he's not out there.
And the tournament, obviously, I think it's 2 weeks from tonight when it gets going. How do you kind of feel about where the team is at this juncture with, just a few games left to kind of get ready for that?
When you look at our record, I mean, there's enough evidence out there to justify a team not playing hard and mailing the season in. Well, these guys have been quite the contrary. They've not only played hard, I think they've played together, and I think they've stayed locked in to what we're trying to do. I wouldn't say that we're necessarily working on next year now, but I will say that guys are getting better, which can build momentum into the playoff and into next season. So when you see your young pups like Corey Allen, still consistently now score 20-plus game after game after game. Now you're seeing signs of life out of Malik Eichler, Cole Long. Those are positive things. But our goals are still the same, which is this. 4 games remaining, 2 at home, 2 on the road. We're trying to win 3 games in a row, maybe 4, to produce the evidence that we can go into Motor City Madness in the last season at the Joe and make a run at the conference tournament. And there's no gimmies. I mean, Oakland led a Valpo, I believe, I saw in my notes, from start to finish tonight, and a Valparaiso loss, who we'll see Sunday here in Callahan Hall at 2 o'clock. So we're going to just continue to go to the film, study. There were some great things that took place defensively for us tonight, and we want to carry that momentum and that focus into Sunday's contest.